What is up, YouTube? It is BlingBot here, and as you can see, we are getting ready to start modded Minecraft. That's right, we have the Feed the Beast Infinity mod pack here that we're going to be running, and I'm pretty much just going to run that right out of the box. Not really going to change a whole lot of things here. As you can see, I have my options. Difficulty set to hard. I'll probably tweak some things as we go here. So, real quick, like I said, it is out of the box, and I haven't created any sort of world. Yeah, that's nice there. And just so that we are completely aware here, I have not really played a whole lot of modded Minecraft. I've dabbled a very little bit, but I know almost nothing about it. But anyways, what we will do is we will go ahead and get one started. So let's just go. Let's see, Funkcraft. Oh, not Funkycraft. Funkcraft Season 1. That looks good. Nope, we definitely want that. And biomes aplenty. That. Generate structures. Yes. And for a seed, let's see here. Bling is getting funky. Well, we'll just go with that. But alright. And we're going to go ahead and get that started here. Now, as I said, I don't have a lot of experience doing any sort of modded Minecraft, so a lot of this is new to me. Now, just as kind of a few base rules, whenever we get in, I'll certainly look around some, but I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of mining and things like that on camera. That's boring, you've seen that before, but I certainly will show you highlights if I come across anything interesting, different things like that while I'm mining. But for the most part, I'll show you different stuff that I've made, kind of maybe get a plan going here. Now, once it stops freaking out, I'll be able to see if I can actually use the book. I was actually going to go with the Direwolf pack, but every time I tried to use a book, it kept crashing my server. And started doing some digging around. A lot of people had suggested using the Infinity pack. So I've been here using that. Now, this will primarily be me by myself here. Funky Professor may jump in from time to time, but primarily it will be me on my own as far as what do we got over here? Anyways, like I said, it'll primarily be me on my own trying to go ahead and get started. So that may be a little cheaty over there trying to start. I will go over there and look and see what they got there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a look around this area, try to find a nice spot to set up a base so that we can get things going here. Alright, one last thing real quick, guys. I did forget to show this to you. Made it over to the village, obviously, as you can see there. But what I was going to do is right here. So, definitely going to recipe mode. So, everything will be done legit. Like I said, I may not do a whole lot of mining and things like that on camera. I'll certainly do some, but for right now, that way you can see. NEI, we do have that set to recipe mode so that we can't be, stealing any items. That way we have them legit. But I'm going to finish raiding this village for food and any other materials, and I will come back whenever we have a suitable spot to start our base. Alright, guys. I found a place that I think I am going to settle down. I looked around a little bit. I found a couple villages. As you can see, I have them over there marked on the maps. They weren't too far apart. Not a whole lot was good there. I did go ahead and raid some of their smeltery stuff so we can get some ore doubling going with the tinkerer's stuff, and one of them did have a nice bronze pickaxe waiting for me, and then some stuff from RF Tools, which I have no clue what they do. But anyways, I just thought I'd kind of give you a look at where we're going to settle. And I do like settling in plains biomes. They're my favorite ones. But the big reason we're picking this one is we have a nice ravine started here, so we can start going and mining for some stuff. So once again, I'll be back real quick because I will have a starter base for us all set up, and then I'll show it off to you here. So I will see you guys in just a bit. So I still got a little bit of work to do. I'm heading back to the base right now. Now, I did find this, so I know that generally, yeah, there'd be some stuff there. So looks like we got a skeleton spawner there. So we'll be sure to come back for that, but it's good that this is close to the base. in case we need like bone meal or something like that. I'm sure I'll find a use for it. But yeah, there's that. And let's see the progress that we've made so far. So, working on stuff to try and get the smeltery in and some of the other things from tinkerers. Most of it's done. Just waiting to get the controller and stuff done. But as you can see, this was the ravine that we had used. I was originally going to put my stuff up here, but I decided not to. Now, there was a village a little over that way that I found as well, but there really wasn't too much in there other than some of the starter stuff for tinkerers, so I did forget about that. There is that, but yeah, so I made some progress here. I haven't gotten all the ores out, and I started digging down a little bit over there, but I put the berries in so that I could start making my berry stuff from Pam's Harvest Craft. So we'll have those and kind of protected myself a little bit here. And I have my little spot going down. I didn't go down very far. Didn't really find a cave. But I just kind of burrowed into the side here. And I have my smeltery started. I'm just trying to get stuff for the controller. But this was the stuff that I found in the other village. So not bad. I was a little bit wrong there. There is some good stuff in there, but nothing for like handles or things like that. Because really the tools that I'm interested in are the hammer and the pick. But anyways, got some food stores, some miscellaneous stuffs, and a little bit of Certus quartz so I can start doing applied energistics. That is probably one of my favorite mods that I have seen that I have a little bit of experience with. But that one allows you to do some really cool automated computer storage. There's really all sorts of stuff you can do with those. So we'll have to go on a meteorite hunt at some point once we get some gear, so we can start on the applied energistics machines. We also need to get some stuff going for mechanism or one of the other power generating ones, so we can actually start making some of these cool machines. And of course, I raided the village. It had a whole bunch of patterns already made for me, so that's handy. Don't have to do those, but it had the full starter set of the Tinker's stuff there, and I jacked the smeltery from that first village there. So there's a little bit of a look at it, but certainly we could still use some things to start our ore doubling and whatnot. But yeah, I thought I'd give you guys a quick look at what I got going here. Alright guys, so as promised, I did not do a lot of that mining on camera. As you can see, I do have some new tools and a pick, so I have been doing quite a bit of mining, and we have some new renovations that we've completed here. So still a pretty simple base, mostly slapped together here. The biggest change is that obviously I have some more stuff in these. I have some more of my parts done. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of mining, so we do have a lot of materials to get a lot of different machines and other stuff going here. A bunch of different ores. I found a bunch of the berries there. But like I said, we did have this Tinker's Construct furnace done now, or the smeltery, I should say. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to upgrade these tools, because these are all cool, but the Tinker's tools are far superior. So as you can see, I do have a pattern here. I've already made a whole bunch of patterns for various tools, and I do have a spot for my ingot patterns once we're done here. But I'm going to go ahead and put something in that casting basin. Now, if you haven't seen this before, think of it just like a gigantic furnace that doubles a lot of your ore here. So you got a controller, you have a little valve here with a little pourer, and then you do have the tank that holds your lava here. So you put stuff here in your smeltery, and as you can see there, it turns them into molten versions of whatever the particular ore was. So if you put 1 block of iron in, you get 2 ingots worth right there. So it is the most I shouldn't say the most efficient, it's the quickest way to start your ore doubling here. And you can change which one is at the bottom by kind of clicking them. But what you do is whichever one is at the bottom, that is the one that's going to be dispensed out of there. So I did go ahead and make my tough tool rod there. And let me go ahead and place that in there. So I am going to be making a hammer. But I do want to go ahead and put my ingot back. So just to kind of demonstrate, let's say I wanted to make some iron ingots. So as you can see, we just pour that in there and it'll solidify. And then I do have a hopper underneath that will pull them into here. So that's all done. Let me go put this tool rod away here though, because I want to make them out of iron at least. Yes, iron is not necessarily the best thing to start out with, but it is certainly the easiest one to make, and I can, improve them from there. I just want to get started on making some of these things as well. Now, I know there's probably a much better way to do this. Again, cut me some slack. Haven't really done this a whole lot here. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to make some of our basic tools here. And we're going to get started with those. So we're going to start with our pickaxe head. We do have the iron there, so we'll go ahead and make that. And it's gone in there. So we no longer need that there. I do believe we need 2 large plates for the hammer. That one is cool. If you haven't seen that yet, the hammer is really the best thing that there is there. Okay, just freaking out for a second. Didn't know if it was going to solidify. It does take quite a bit to make the hammer as far as the material cost, but it is well worth it. Picks are great, but hammers, as you'll see once it's done, there's a reason that those are better. So we'll put the hammerhead cast in there. Is that the hammerhead cast? It should. Let's see here. Yes, it is. Alright, so we can put that back, and yeah, we just need the different bindings. So that's a tool binding. Isn't there a tough binding? Let's see here. So real quick, if you haven't seen how to make some of the parts here, what you do is you start off with a stencil table. I'm not going to bother showing you how to make the stencil table, but that is something that you do have. But you make all these different stencils. You put a blank pattern in here, which is just a couple of sticks, a couple wood. It'll give you 4 stencils. But you make your little stencil drawing. And then you come over here, you place the stencil that you want to use into there, and you'll see it has a material cost right underneath there of half a material. So that one will normally give you a shard left over. So you'll see it, and we'll make the binding and a stone shard off of just 1 piece of stone. Something that does have more, you'll see it won't give you a shard, it'll just be just the piece. And something that does have a material cost of 8, like this plate pattern here, well, it'll take 8 whenever it does it. But you make your different, patterns there if you're making anything higher up than stone. That's why you'll need the smeltery. But what we want to do is see exactly how to make this. So I've upgraded this. You normally start out with a tool station. I've already upgraded it to a tool forge in order to get to some of these cooler things here. So you'll see there's a couple of different weapons. There's a longbow, a crossbow, bolts, a mattock, which is a kind of between a shovel and an axe. There's a hatchet that does more. The pick on here, the reason that one is good is because it has different modifiers, and I can kind of get into that in a little bit here. But I do want to see. Okay, so I do not need a binding. That's what I was looking for. So we do have everything we need. Let's just go ahead and finish these off here. So we'll go ahead and get that, and then that can go in here, and then we'll just get our 2 different tool rods. Give it just one moment here, and we'll put you here, and let's just get our ingot out for good measure here. Alright, excellent. So all of those are done. We'll leave the ingot in the casting basin there. And let's take our parts. So once you have your parts, you'll just want to get them so that you can bring them right over to the tool forge. So we'll take these here. Oh, that's another cool thing there. You take some slabs and it makes a drying rack. So this is what you can turn some zombie flesh into. And let's actually get some more of these going here, because it's free food and why not? It's something new. But there you go. You'll see after a certain amount of time, it'll turn from that into that, and it becomes something much more edible there for you. But let's get on with this tool station here, or the tool forge, I should say. So we want to make this. So we'll put our plate, the head in there, and this, and you get a free name. So we'll call it the Bling Hammer, I guess. That sounds good enough. But there we go. See? Free name. So that's kind of cool. And then we got Pro Tinkerer. Yay, I'm so accomplished. And let's go ahead and make this one as well. So we do have that. Call it the Bling Pick. Once again, we're super original. Now, you already know what a pick does. This one doesn't really function any different. It's still just, one thing at a time there. But the biggest difference with the pick is that in Tinkerers, you do have different modifiers that you can use. Now, I think it might be on this one here. Yes. So, different materials have different properties, and that's why you make each piece on its own. So, as you can see, there is a bunch of different pieces, and you saw as we were flipping through there. But as for the material traits, you'll see each of them has a durability, a handle modifier if you're making a handle out of it, or a mining speed if the main piece, like the pickaxe head or the hammer head or the plates, are made out of that there. And it'll also tell you the mining level that you can use for it. So you see different ones have different modifiers there. There's stone, that as well. And you can start mixing and matching. So say, for instance, you can have something that has an iron handle but a wooden tool rod or a certain type of binding. Now, the actual rod here, those have extra modifiers, which they'll get into right here. So with paper, you'll see it's writable +1 modifier. So the different items that are on here, you can give them different modifiers. So I believe with the pickaxe, if you add like an emerald, oh, here we go, the different ones that are on here. If you see right here, you'll see it's tipped with different pieces here. So when you add a diamond, it gives it a straight up 500 extra durability here, and it increases the mining level. With emerald, it's just a flat 50% increase in the durability at the time that you use it on there. Redstone, as you'll see, it makes the mining speed go down, so it makes it much faster. It's like having haste on there. And then auto repair, which I actually have not done yet at all. There's an auto smelt. Again, have not done that one at all as well. So there are different modifiers that you can use. Lapis gives you fortune, basically. Looks like quartz gives you sharpness. Some of these are new since the last time that I had played in necrotic. That's cool. So there are different modifiers, and I'll kind of explore those a little bit more. I'll show you when we're upgrading the tools. But I just wanted to see or show you the different tools that we had here as well. So real quick, now that we have that out of the way, I do want to show you why I was so anxious to get to this hammer, but not before I'm anxious to go to sleep here. So once we're out of here, I'll show you what this bad boy does here. So let's just say, for instance, we want to go down here, and you'll see the different spots that I've kind of been caving around in, especially down here. I'm sure you can see on my mini-map there's a whole bunch of slots that I've been been using. But without further ado, this is why you want to get the hammer. So, say you're looking at it and, oh, did you see that? Did you see how much came out of there? So check that out. That is a 3x3 mining area. Now, some people, if you're used to regular Minecraft, would say it's cheaty. I'll agree with you. Yeah, it makes it quite a bit easier to start mining things, but trust me, with some of the crazy stuff that you can get into with the other ones as well, it is well worth it and well deserved, because some of these things that you get are just crazy. They just start going off the chain here with all the different stuff that you can do and all the different stuff that is added. So the Tinker's tools are definitely something that's pretty awesome there. I just wanted to show you before I had made it the upgrade and how that worked here. So real quick, we should be almost finished here. I don't want to do a whole lot of mining or anything like that on camera, as I've said earlier, so I'm just going to show you the remainder of some of the improvements that I made, and we'll kind of wrap it up from there, because I'm just finishing getting my foothold there, just finishing getting some of the actual materials, and I want to kind of move forward there, but I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time on camera. So a couple of different changes here. We've kind of made things a little bit safer in the ravine since you've seen them here. I have my berry bushes going, some easy source of food, have lots of apple orchard trees, so no problem with food there, no shortage going on either, but it's all nice and closed off at night if I do happen to be out. Got some sugar cane going, because we're going to need some of those later as well, and I do want to get some of these backpacks that I just discovered going. So next time it looks like we'll probably do some automation. I'll get into some of the storage there, make things a little bit nicer, and we'll probably find a more permanent home, but I do just, as I said, wanted to get kind of a foothold here. But you'll notice here that there are several types of backpacks with different slots. So there's normally a 15 slot version and a 45 slot version, but for some of the other ones, there are more slots depending on, I guess, which type of mod it's from. Particularly the one that I'm interested in is the miner's backpack. So you'll see that one's fairly easy to make with the 15 slot one, but for the 45 slot one, looks like we're going to need to get into some of the bees and stuff. So I have found some of the bees. There's a couple of them right there. Don't know if those are the ones that we would need, but we do need to get going on some of those so we can start using some of these really handy tools and things like that as well. Now, I don't know if you can see it through the treetops. It's right over there. There is a black obsidian tower. Yes, there we go. So I'm not going to venture near that thing because I got killed earlier off camera. And there is like a spectral ghost thing that comes out. You can see he's trying to do that now. Probably going to emit the fog here in just a second. Yeah, there we go. So perhaps we'll take this guy on next time here. Oh, there he comes. He's right there. Yeah, you can go away now. Oh, nope. No, he's thinking about it. Anyways, that guy's no fun, so I'm going to go back over here by my base, over by my nice little markers here. That way I don't get destroyed. But we'll be taking on that guy soon enough with some of these new Tinker's tools, and hopefully we'll have some more good automated things set up for you whenever I come back in that next episode. But I just wanted to get things started, kind of show you a few of the little things that we got going. And like I said, whenever we do come back, we'll think about organizing this mess of a situation over here, and we'll smelt up all this good stuff because there is a lot of things to use, and hopefully we can get going on automating some of our stuff here. So that about does it for that first episode. Again, I just wanted to get a nice little foothold for you here, but I do hope that you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you'll be back next time. But until I do see you next time, keep it funky.